Yo, what's good, guys? Confess back again with another video, and today we're looking into what's happening to the market right now. It's going to be a wild one. So, if you remember, my last video was about the case investing in general, and I was very wrong with one explicit case, and you will see why. I said it was basically too expensive, but here we go. It has completely skyrocketed, even though it was already at a quite high floor. So before we dive in, here's last week's giveaway winner, and this week's giveaway you can win a diecast AK charm simply by commenting, liking, subscribing. It's very appreciated. You know, yeah, good luck, guys. All right, so let's talk about what's happening in the CS market right now, because things are getting very interesting. So across the board, cases are rising. Not just one or two, but an entire wave of older cases showing strong returns. And at the center of all of it is the biggest story, basically, and you've probably seen already some videos about it. It's the glove case. It has exploded basically from 8 euros after the update to now 25 euros. So what's going on? Let's break this down. I'll try to kind of make sense of it. Yeah, but we can discuss in the comments why you think it's happening. Of course, it's an easy way to say, okay, it's just manipulation, but I don't know if that necessarily is the only part that plays into it. So yeah, what's really important, I think, to understand is that the first major move didn't happen on the Steam market or like CS Float or anything. The first market, if you track the first moves, basically, if you track this entire process, happened on Buff 163. It's the biggest CS trading platform in China. On Buff, like certain gloves from the glove case started rising way before Western markets noticed. Not way before, but like some hours before it. Whether this was speculation, hype, coordinated buying, or just collectors jumping in, we don't know for sure. But what we do know is that Buff acted as the leading indicator here, my opinion. And once gloves started pumping on Buff, prices of the glove case itself followed shortly after, even on Steam. So after the Covert Gold trade up update, the entire market crashed. You all saw it. But here's the surprising part: gloves recovered, in my opinion, significantly faster than knives from older collections. In fact, some gloves are now worth even more than before the crash, which is quite absurd to me. This I don't know if it's not manipulation, what it is with those gloves at least. But this, as you might expect, alone already changes the expected value of the glove case itself. But that's only half the story. So the real turning point, in my opinion, is when it came basically to this update and the covert skins inside the glove collection started pumping massively in price. For example, the SSG08 Dragonfire in minimal wear, not like a good condition or anything, is 400 euros right now. And before the update, it was only 20 euros. So, like, if you think about it, why does it kind of go right into this entire case exploding? Well, because now 5 of these can be used in covert grade tradeups, making the skin completely valuable for trading up and crafting. And the other covert, like the M4A4 Buzz Kill, we saw kind of interesting things with it. It spiked, and it interestingly even spiked before the update, like some days and some weeks, some months before the update. So some players are suspecting insider knowledge here because of the new, like the factory new version is like the most significant example of this, and now it's basically crucial for high-end glove trade-ups. So they started rising even earlier before the update, which is I don't know. I still can't explain it. So when the coverts of a collection rises this aggressively, it transforms the entire value structure of every skin that's leading into them. So if the reds rise, we've already covered that in some videos. If the reds rise, the pinks rise, and the purples rise because the pinks rise, and the blues rise because the purples rise. It's just a domino. So before the update, the glove case had a very big problem if we look back at it. Hitting a covert was barely worth the price of the case. So even hitting a covert, getting extremely lucky, you hit the 1 out of 156 chance, and you get like 20 euros back if it's in a solid condition. So the case itself was like 13 euros before the update, hovering around 10 to 13 euros, I would say. And unboxing a Dragonfire or a Buzz Kill didn't even cover your cost. Like how? Like of course that nobody's going to open them. So this is kind of this separates the glove case a little bit more from the other cases. But if we take this logic into, like, for example, the Prisma case, which had 5/7 Angry Mob in it, um, yeah, you know what might happen to this case, in my opinion, at least. If the knives recover in a similar way, of course. But now, with the COVID skyrocketing and the gloves recovering quickly, the expected value of the case has fundamentally, like a lot, improved. It's not longer a bad hit if you get a covert. In fact, it can now be extremely profitable. Like hitting one is like 400 euros. You basically 20x if you get very lucky and hit it in one case or something. So yeah, once this happened, the case price began rising sharply, as we are seeing right now, and because both openers and investors suddenly saw real value where previously, like, there was basically none except for the gloves. And yeah, like if we take this to a little bit, if we're trying to look at the entire market, we have to look at the other cases as well. For example, the glove case is, like, we talked about it, but it's not an isolated situation here, I think. After the update, many collections, or basically all collections, saw the same pattern. Covert skins were rising and are rising. Trade up ingredients are rising. Basically, every skin along the chain goes very high, or rises very high. Their gold items are slowly recovering, not for all, of course, but some are recovering. General market confidence is, I don't really know. I can't really put like data or anything to prove it. But if we like look at the demand itself, it's kind of absurd. Like more knives are being bought. Of course, now that they're cheaper, more knives are being bought from CS4, for example, than there were ever before the update. Like the demand is still obviously there, you know. As a result, cases like, for example, the Gamma case, the Shadowed Web case, the Spectrum 2 case, the Chroma case, and the Operation cases. I don't know for the Riptide case though. I might also think this can be some manipulation, honestly. They are showing a very strong upward movement here. So when covert skins become valuable again, opening cases simply doesn't suck anymore, and that changes everything. This is my conclusion for it, or my standpoint. But let's be honest, it's partly both, of course. So the pump side, so some gloves rose abnormally fast. This is not natural. Buff showed unusually aggressive buying patterns, but they've shown it with some other skins as well. And hype definitely is playing a role here. But the real fundamentals are like what I've talked about. Basically, the covert prices are legitimately much higher. Trade up profitability has permanently shifted. Gloves recovered way quicker than knives, and demand for trade up skins increased across the board completely for the entire collection. So while parts of the move may be speculative, the underlying value drivers are absolutely real, I think. And that's why cases, especially the glove case, as is a very interesting outlier, I think. I'm going to make a video about it. Like, I have an idea at least how I could maybe even make more sense of it. Because, like, the only case that is kind of similar, like you have the similar gloves in it, is the Operation Hydra case, but that one is way more expensive and also doesn't have a lot of supply. So subsequently, like the Hydra case has risen as well. But like the glove case was, in comparison, way too cheap, and the gloves are like the most desired gloves in the game, basically. So yeah, that might be the reason why everything is reacting the way it is. And yeah, the CS market is in a really interesting phase right now, I think. Whether this is a temporary hype cycle or the beginning of a longer trend, it will depend on how stable these new covert prices remain, and of course, if the golds are going to kind of stabilize, as I said. Then we will see the same thing with the glove case that has happened to the glove case with every case, is my opinion, at least. Yeah, of course, this is not financial advice or anything. Don't put your money in now because, like, you don't know. It's all still very speculative. But as I said, I believe in it, so I bought some cases. Not the glove case in specific, but I stocked up on some Dreams and Nightmares case cases, and chroma cases. So yeah, if you want more breakdowns like this, or if you want to analyze me to analyze any specific case or collection, let me know in the comments. I'm very happy you enjoyed the video, or if you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment, as I said. Tell me what you're thinking, and yeah, maybe we can like kind of discuss about it a little bit. I appreciate it. See ya.